A policeman has now been arrested and charged with the murder.
Yes.
The case also ignited fiery debate last week about the old argument to do with giving advice to young women about basic self-defence and self-protection. Firstly, this woman, which we'll show in a second, that she's a former police officer. She got herself into all sorts of trouble for these comments. Have a listen.
Be aware of your surroundings. Be alert. Make sure that you're wearing shoes that you can, run away if need be. And also, take your headphones out. You can hear things better.
So the left went nuts because here's a former policeman telling women, be careful, it's a dangerous world out there. Baroness Jenny Jones, who's a Greens baroness, I would have thought that would have been a contradiction in terms, but anyway, tell us what she had to say, Rita.
Oh, my goodness. So she got up in the House of Lords and she suggested putting all men, under a curfew at 6 p.m. Have a look at this.
I would argue that at the next opportunity for any bill that's appropriate, I might actually put in an amendment to create a curfew for men on the streets after 6 p.m, which I feel would make women a lot safer.
So, James, this is the left. Warning women and young girls, be careful out there, it's a dangerous world, don't get caught in it. That's bad, that's terrible, But locking all men up, innocent or guilty, locking them all up from 6 p.m, no problems. That's the left.
Look, I mean, the left and locking up, whole swaths of the population, for just existing has long been a thing of theirs. But that advice that the former policewoman gave, the first clip that we saw, that's exactly the same advice that was given to me when I was a young man growing up in New York City before Giuliani, when the place was, an absolute hellhole of crime and so on, was be aware of your situation. Don't be listening to headphones. Know who's around you. This is common sense. This is not misogyny. Yes, of course, everybody has the right to go out without getting attacked, but the fact is that the human condition is that sometimes there are people out there who have bad intentions, and, it's not denying your own agency to take some precautions, to make yourself less of a target.
Exactly.
I tell you, when I was growing up, I went to an all-girls school and we had self-defence classes for that very reason, because there are bad people in the world. It's foolish to pretend otherwise, and to be empowered, you should do what you can to protect yourself. But now, self-defence classes are also called victim blaming, that if you encourage them, you're basically putting the onus on the potential victim. I mean, what clown world do these people live in? I mean, absolutely. Of course, those who are predators should be prosecuted and chucked in jail. No one's disputing that. But actually protecting yourself and taking some steps to be as empowered as you can be, that is not weakness. That is not victimhood. That is actually sensible. And I would give the same advice to my son. If I had a daughter, I'd readily give that advice.